Anyways, moving on. We've been talking about this for too long. Let's talk about GameStop. I won't talk about it for too long because others have talked about this, and I feel like it's a little bit of an old topic now in a way because it's been talked about so much. But I do want to address sort of my thoughts about it because I do have some, I guess, unique thoughts or whatever. But to sort of basically give a breakdown of what happened for those that maybe were living on a rock, they don't listen to my show, whatever. They don't know what happened. Okay. There's a process in Wall Street called shorting, and shorting is basically when hedge funds or investors, through an act of borrowing stock and then selling it at different prices, basically bets against companies to succeed. They bet for companies to fail. The goal of shorting is for the stock to lower and lower and to make more profit as a result. Redditors on obviously Reddit.com on the Wall Street Bets, I think Reddit forum, they discovered or they figured out, along with Michael Burry, by the way, of the Big Short fame and the 07-08 crash as well. A few people noticed that GameStop and other companies were being shorted. And so it went viral that people were going to sort of invest in these companies to bet against the shorting, so to speak, of these massive hedge funds like Myrtle Capital, which is owned by Citadel. As a result of that, a lot of these hedge funds lost tens of billions of dollars. Okay. The markets have effectively been closed down for most of these companies through distributors like Robinhood and such. And I don't know if that's been, gone back online. I can't say that as of right this second. But last time I checked, most of these companies were still down, while some have been brought back up to the markets. And obviously, massive fallout from this in terms of public perception of Wall Street, the fallout of market manipulation in terms of hedge funds and distribution companies, I think has been a massive talking point. Heath Farley in the chat, shout out to Heath, good friend, saying they're still limiting trades on those stocks. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I want to say last time I checked, it was like you can only buy or sell like 10 stocks at a time, right? Though I could be wrong about that. What was I going to say? Before I get into like my spiel about what this could mean, I want to talk about this quickly. Robinhood, which is owned by Citadel, which has a stake in the continued success of Melvin Capital, also has written $800,000 plus checks to the sitting Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, who will not recuse herself in this situation. She's, I think, received total over $7 million from Wall Street speaking engagements. Okay, speaking to like the neoliberal protection of capital. This is it. This is it right here, man. Okay. Anytime anyone fucks with the system, they got to protect the ruling class. Okay. Now, my like specific thoughts about this that I think most people haven't been talking about, or if they haven't talked about it, I don't think they've done a great job at it. So I'm going to attempt to do it. There's been a lot of debate, discourse on how the left should view the Redditors, right? The people that, the average Joes, air quotes, that have went up against these hedge funds, right? And I think it's a very nuanced discussion because anyone saying that, oh, this is awesome, fuck yeah, all those people are on our side are wrong, obviously. And all the people saying that all the people on Reddit are not our class allies, they're class enemies, class traitors, whatever you want to say, I think they have it wrong as well. And here's why. Okay. I think you have different subsections of people engaged in this viral moment, right? You have the Michael Burrys of the world. You have the, careerist stock investors, so to speak, right? Who happen to be on Reddit or happen to have jumped on this train as well, right? Those people will never be our class ally. Okay, what they view of this situation, okay, along with like the libertarians and a lot of the anarcho-capitalists out there that have been involved in this, even the average Joes, like the working class, right? They view this as an attack on the free market, right? They view this as not the free market working as it's intended. They're thinking that this is a outside threat to the free market, right? I think those people are legitimately going to be hard to convince, okay? But there's a huge section. I don't know how much it is, right? I can only speak from anecdotal evidence, right? I saw a lot of people that I know in my life that are not those people. They're not libertarians. They're not ANCAPs. They're not rich people. They're not careerists. Like, this is not what they do. But they went and bought like 10 stocks in like BlackBerry or AMC or GameStop, of course, duh. And they're saying like, man, this is fucked up, man. This is rigged. Okay. And that huge section where I want to conflate and combine with the amount of people in this country that don't vote. I think there must be a correlation between the two. I don't have the data for that, of course. I'm just assuming that there's a correlation between the two. Those average Joes, okay, that working class person that bought 10 stocks in GameStop because they saw it going viral and they said, fuck Wall Street, right? That's not who I align with. I work at Walmart. I work at Starbucks. I work at Amazon warehouses, right? Like, that's not my class, but hey, I want to fuck around and mess with some rich people, right? Those people are absolutely those that we have to engage with, okay? Those are people that in moments like these can absolutely be radicalized and often are, okay? The issue is on what side are they radicalized, okay? And I think that this is maybe a separate topic, but about like Gen Z as well. Like, I think Gen Z is a very radical generation comparative to like Gen X and the boomers, of course, okay? But their radicalism is a double-edged sword. There is no in-between centrist, really, that I've seen in the Gen Z bracket, okay? It's just fucking Trumpers, not Republicans, Trumpers, like MAGA supporters, or you got social democrats and all the way across the board on the left, right? Very radical generation, right? That generation is also engaging with these moments, and they're trying to understand the political landscape and the definitions here. And you have to be honest here. I think we all do, right? We're lucky that we figured this out in some fashion. We're lucky that we figured out that we can go to some accounts or some outlets and get some quality news and you get some real information. But for the vast majority of people, they don't know that. All they know is that if I go to news, it's CNN, or I click on Google and the first few articles that pop up, I'm going to click on. That's it, right? Those people have no real contextualized understanding of stock speculation, the financialization of capitalism, and how that evolution, okay, towards just a overt casino, right, will never be for us. Okay, we have to walk them through that. Okay, I think a lot of people on the left have been very black or white when it comes to this issue. That it's either all fash adjacent, it's all ANCAP libertarians on that Wall Street Reddit forum, or it's no, they're all on our side. Fuck the system. Let's bring it all down. I think both cases are wrong. There are legitimate people in that group that we need to be worried about. Okay. But there's a lot of people that want change. There's a lot of people that see something wrong with the system. They don't know why it's wrong. They don't understand how these situations are systemic and institutional. Okay. They think a lot of them think it's just like this adverse abnormality of the system. And the system just needs to be tweaked a little bit. And the system is functionally and definitionally just this. Okay, there's a reason every 5 to 10 years there's an economic collapse or crises with capitalism. There's a reason. Also, this is from Sam, also Ken Griffin, the CEO of of the hedge fund Citadel gave money to multiple Republican and Trump super PACs, and even gave money to politicians that wanted to deny the election result. Of course. Of course. Absolutely. But they also gave money to Janet Yellen, who's also working with the Biden administration right now. The ruling class protects itself. Okay. Anytime you see infighting with the ruling class, don't worry about like pitching a side with either one. It's not for us. It's not about us, or maybe about us, but it's not for us, right? That fight. It's the same thing with like, I know Gary probably wanted me to talk about this, the Texas secession, right? Like, dude, like you're asking like the establishment Republican Party and in the Texas government, state government, to be like different than the federal, like national Republican Party. You know what I mean? And then the idea that like Texas is going to be some like anarchist paradise where there's going to be no military police. It's just foolhardy, I just, again, like bourgeois infighting, I could always give two fucks about, man. Like I will never care about that. And it just doesn't appeal to me. Yeah, Sam, DM me the article. I'll read it.